This is my mid-vent Djinn. I've had it for 2.5 years. I've flown it over 100 hours. This specific height in the air is at about 100 hours. I track every time I fly how long I fly each time. Leading edge mesh has been a concern on the revs. My others, they were shredded quite a while earlier than this kite, but let's look at the close-up. So here in the middle, I've put in my own little modifications to hold electronics and such. And even though I've done some stitching through it, it's still in great shape through there, the mesh. Leading edge has had a little dirty, it's had a little bit of wear in a few spots, but the material for the leading edge itself is in great shape. So slowly looking down here, each segment is good. There's no splits or tears that rev kites tend to have. So the only thing I have had to replace, I've had the wingtips needed replacement, and the bridle, I've had some wear on this specific kite. The bungee elastic needed to be replaced as it wore through due to sand, and also some of the loops, the center loop here on one of them, it ripped out due to wear just from sliding around on the grass and the sand. It's really abrasive material and it tends to slice or wear through pretty quickly. So now going through the front face on this side as well, just to show how they look. You can see on the folds there's some but I'll cut to that in a minute. So each of those looks good. Again, these are replacement wing tips. The metal comes with the wingtip replacement kit. So on the back side, here's the stretch strips. It's had a bit of wear. That's where the verticals come down. So it has not worn through, but it is pretty worn. There's a few places where it has tried to stretch, maybe has stretched a little bit, but is not that bad. So here at the bottom, it's got a lot of wear. You can see even on these newer end caps, it's got the paint starting to wear off onto it. It has not worn through this reinforcement. The tip, this is the bottom where it lands on the metal or concrete or various other places. It's worn a little bit, it's rounded off, but they're really durable. I haven't had to replace them, but I did because they came with the kit. Here's the other side. Again, the fold point. Oh, I didn't show the fold point on this one. Fold point, it's got some wear, but it's not worn through. And this material, it feels like it's double layer, so even if it did wear through a little bit, it could be easily patched. So fold point, worn but not through. This side's not too bad. So here for the stretch strip, it's got some places where it's tried to stretch, but it hasn't gone through yet. And again, this is worn, but is not worn through. These are new bungees. Since I've replaced the bungees and the wingtips, you can see this has also got a bit of wear, but it's still fine. I haven't had to replace it. I have had to replace the rev ones. So this kite has about 80 hours on my normal flying. You can see there's a little bit of dirt and grime on there. It's hard to get all of it off every time you fly, and it's pretty worn. I've done mostly on grassy fields, but sometimes on concrete, sometimes on sandy beaches, and that stuff is really abrasive, really hurts these. This kite is probably at 70 hours of flight time. Again, this mud is caked in pretty hard, so it's hard to get it out. This will wear through eventually and will need to be replaced like the other, but it's not there yet. Anyway, it's in great shape considering the number of flight hours, I highly recommend the Kite.